Hello, my name is Nick Stewart, and in today's video blog we're going to talk about connecting small businesses with trillions of dollars. Yes, so just to start, in the immortal words of Michael Douglas in the film The Perfect Murder, there's shitloads of money out there, we've just got to go and get it. The problem for small businesses, it's very hard for them to connect with capital markets for three major reasons. Number one is risk. Very simply, small enterprise businesses tend to go bust a lot quicker and a lot more often than PLC companies. Number two is scale. And scale is very simply the VCs and the institutions and these big people who have all the money. They want to be investing 100 million at a time. So you can imagine that if your business is worth 5 million, that means they have to go and acquire 20 businesses to scale up, whereas they can go and invest in unicorns where actually they're losing money, but it does achieve their goal of being able to get 100 million and 100 million out of those funds into the marketplace. And finally, and most importantly, we have liquidity. And liquidity is pretty straightforward. It's been able to get in and out of a stock in a day. So if you hold Apple stock, Salesforce stock, whatever it happens to be, you can own that. And if the property or the stocks go down by 10% in a day, you can make a judgment call whether to get out and see it fall some more or stay in. But you can get out, and let's say the stock stabilizes after a week, you can go back in. So you don't get that. If you're an SME, you can be an investor. You can be in that for 5-8 years. It could be until you find a buyer. And also the facts are that 20% of business for sale gets sold, the other 80% don't. So you could be investing in a business and actually have no exit strategy. And in the business terms, the capital markets, they call that a liquidity discount. Okay, so what are the options? How can we connect small businesses with the capital markets? Well, not my idea, but a great idea from somebody else is a product called Agglomeration. And in essence, Agglomeration is a holding PLC company. This PLC company could hold up to 25, 50 companies. And what this company does is, if you're a small business, it gives you your valuation of your business in its shares. It exchanges your shares for the PLC company shares. So let's say, for example, your company is worth 5 million. They will then give you 5 million shares in the new company, and you will give them the shares, your existing shares. Now for you suddenly have PLC shares. So you're now like everybody else. You can trade those shares, you can sell those shares. So for example, you may be somebody who wants to semi-retire, but still wants to run the business on a day-to-day basis. So let's say you sell your company for 5 million, you could cash in 1 million, but keep 4 million in stock, and you could still drive the business. The other great thing about Agglomeration is the holding PLC company doesn't want to merge your company with another company in the agglomeration. They want you to run the business just the way you've run it before and to make it successful. Ideally, they want you to work with the other companies in the agglomeration to make the agglomeration even more successful and bounce ideas off and maybe work together. But your company remains independent of the agglomeration, which isn't the case with most mergers and acquisitions in the capital markets. Well, normally one company absolves or takes over, the other one takes the best things and ends up shutting that other company down. That's not what happens in agglomeration. Right, now probably you're asking, what is the entry level? How can I enter an agglomeration? Okay, so we can't help everybody, but we can help a lot of companies. So if your company is profitable, making 1 million of EBIT a year, now EBIT is earnings before interest and tax, then you're eligible to enter an agglomeration. And very simply, the existing members of that agglomeration get to vote if you fit the agglomeration. So an agglomeration may have what they call in the business 5 different verticals or 5 different types of businesses. So it could be construction, it could be healthcare, it could be childcare, it could be IT. But basically, as long as your company fits in with the existing models or the existing companies they're trying to attract, then it's very likely you'll be approved. Then there is a course of due diligence, and generally speaking, to become a member of an agglomeration, timescale, probably 4 to 6 months, depending on how long it takes for them to do the due diligence. But unlike an IPO or other ways of becoming, accessing your company, being part of a public company, the costs and the time is minimal. So the final question you're probably asking is, what if my company's a debt-free company, profitable, but doesn't have $1 million of EBIT? Right. Well, there's two options for you. The obvious one is to find another company. Let's say you're making $500,000 EBIT, merge with that company that's making $500,000 of EBIT. Then you have $1 million of EBIT, and then you're able to enter the agglomeration. Secondly, which is maybe more interesting for you, is there may be a company in the agglomeration that you can reverse merge to. So you might not be at $1 million or $500,000 or $4, but because it fits in with the agglomeration, you can do a deal with that company rather than the holding. Well, the holding PLC has its rules at entry point. The other companies are free to acquire other companies as long as it's within the agglomeration rules. So, and they are able to acquire companies with less than 1 million of EBIT. And in a nutshell, that is it. It's obviously a bit more detailed. Please read the blog on nickstewart.co, which goes into much more detail. But it's a really interesting and exciting, it's a passion of mine, because basically we can connect SMEs with trillions of dollars. It just needs the foresight of the SMEs. The product is there. And as I said, please read the blog at nickstewart.co. It's been fantastic for me to share this because I really care about this in a big way. And I look forward to talking to you in person about this. Thanks ever so much for listening to me. Bye-bye.